Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now we're gonna talk about something that often shows up in grammar and also gives people headaches. Yup, that is passive voice. But don't worry, I'll make it easy and you just stick with me till the end and you'll get it, like really get it. So, what the lesson plan for the passive voice? First, we learn about what is passive voice. Second, we learn about the grammatical structure in passive voice. Third, we learn about when we use the passive voice with the important study tip. And the last is we learn about how to change the active voice into the passive voice. Okay, so don't forget to take your note and let me explain to you about passive voice. Okay, let's start with what is a passive voice. Basically, passive voice is opposite from the active voice. In active voice, the subject does the action, but in the passive voice, the subject receives the action. For example, the cat eats the fish. That is an active voice. But in the passive voice, the fish is eaten by the cat. Do you get it? Okay, for another example. My dad fixed the car. It is the active voice. In the passive voice, the car was fixed by my dad. See the difference? The passive voice is just focused on what happened, not on who did it. Okay, for another example, decorators are painting my house. That is an active voice. In passive voice, my house is being painted by decorators. Okay, and then we learn about the grammatical structure. When you find the passive voice, you need be and past participle. And this is forms of the be. Alright, there is, am, are in present, was and were in past, been if you use the perfect tense, and been for the continuous tense. And of course, the past participle we need is verb 3. Like from eat, ate, eaten. We use the eaten for the passive voice. Okay, for another example from the past participle we usually call is verb 3 is like play, played, played. We use the played for the passive voice. Okay, let's see examples from different tense. First, from present simple. In active, she cleans the house. In passive, the house is cleaned. Okay, second is example from past simple. In active, they made a cake. In passive, a cake was made. Okay, and the last is future. In active, he will deliver the package. In the passive, the package will be delivered. Okay, now how about when we want to know the subject in passive voice? We just need to add some by in the last sentence, like the house is cleaned by her. That is in simple present. What about the past simple? A cake was made by them. And How about the future? The package will be delivered by him. Okay, that is. Okay, after I explain about the grammatical structure, now I wanna give you a little bit exercise, maybe just 1 till 3 quiz like that. Okay, because this is a passive voice or active voice. First, the letter was written by Sarah. Is this passive voice or active voice? 3, 2, 1. Right, that is a passive voice. Why? Because the subject, that is the letter, receives the action. The action is was written. The sentence used was written, which is a passive structure, that is to be plus past participle. Alright? And then we next to the question 2. That is, Tom drives his car to work every day. Is that passive voice or active voice? 3, 2, 1. Yes, that's right. That is active voice. Why? Because Tom is the subject, is doing the action. He drives the car. The verb drives is in simple present, active form. Okay. And then the last question is, the cookies were baked by my mom. Is that passive voice or active voice? Right? 3, 2, 1. Yes, that is a passive voice because the cookies, that is the subject, receives the action and the sentence use verb packed, like a clear passive structure in the past tense. Okay, now we next to the part 3. When we use the passive voice, there is a 3 situation that we can use the passive voice. Okay, first, when we don't know who did the action. Example, the window was broken and we don't know who did it. We don't know who broke it. We don't know who broke the window. Alright? Okay, and then the second is when it's not important who did it. Like we don't care about who did that action. Like the class was clean and we don't care who's cleaned the class like that. Or the floor was swept and we don't care who did that action, who swept the floor. We don't care. We just care about, oh, the class now is clean, like that. Okay, and the last is when we want to focus on the object or the result. Like the homework was completed. Like, yes, the homework was completed and the homework completed is by me. I'm doing the homework, but it's not important. Like the important is the homework was completed. Who's doing that is not important, like that. Do you get it? Okay, and I have a little bit study tip. Passive voice is very useful in academic writing, reports, or formal situation. It makes your writing sound more professional and objective. The experiment was conducted by the students. Sounds more formal than the students did the experiment. So yeah, passive voice is very useful in school and professional writing. Now in part 4, we learn about how to change from the active voice to the passive voice. Step 1, we find the object in active sentence. For example active sentence, the teacher explains the lesson. Where's the object? The object is the lesson. Alright? Okay, and then the step 2, move the object in first sentence. So we change from the teacher explains the lesson, we put the lesson in front of, right? Okay, and then the step 3, add the correct form of to be. So the lesson is, the is to be for the lesson. Okay, and then the step 4, we add some past participle. The lesson is explained, not explains but explains. We use the verb participle for past participle. And then step 5, we add by plus subject, and this is optional. You want explain who did the action or not, it's up to you. Like the sentence become like, the lesson is explained by the teacher, like that. The lesson is explained by the teacher. Okay, that is, wow, that's so awesome. So that is 4 parts to study about passive voice. I hope this is helpful for you guys to know about the passive voice, to know about how to change from active voice to the passive voice. And I think just this for me to explain about the passive voice. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.